Welcome to Inside the Scary Mind of a Writer, and I'm Adina the writer. Today is episode 12 of my continuing vlog series. If this is your first time clicking on this vlog channel, thanks. Tell me what you think. Give me a thumbs up, share it. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs down, share it. And then go onto Amazon and put my name in, Adina Lev, and buy my book. Order my book. Download my book. Just share my book. Give me a review. That really is the big thing amongst everybody who's writing is the reviews, your numbers. Agents don't look at your stuff anymore. They truly don't. They'll look, oh, I might be able to market that. But the first thing they say, what are your numbers like? What's your online presence like? Well, this is my online presence. So one of the things that's scary about me is that I have the propensity to be obsessed. Not OCD like Sheldon's character, knock three times or continuously washing my hands or whatever. No, once I get into something, I get into it. Past holiday season, I made flannel comfy pants for all my family members, children, sons-in-laws, daughter-in-law, grandchildren. I think I finished out 30 sets of pants, 31 sets of pants. Either way, I had a ton of flannel left over. All these scraps that were too big to just throw out, but too small to make another pair of pants with. So I made a quilt. And by the time I was done with it, I made 3.5 by 3.5 inch squares, put all those squares together, and the end product was 72 by 72. So that gives you an idea how big it was when I finished. Not even kidding. 8 days. I worked on that thing as soon as I could get done walking the dogs, work on it. TV time, work on it. I tend to do that with a lot of things. When I'm reading a book, if I don't set an alarm clock or parameters for myself, I will sit there for 8 to 10 hours and just read the book until I'm done with it. Same with writing. If I don't put a time limit, then I will sit here for 5 or 6 hours writing, just getting lost in the characters. And I think that's what I like so much about writing is I don't have to move. I can sit on this computer all day long and write and write. And when I say that, it really, when you're a full-time mom, or if you have a job outside of the house, you don't have time for that. That's why a lot of writers, if you don't have a Patreon or something, somebody who's going to support you, literally support you to be a full-time writer, you have to wait until you've retired to get your pension to become a writer. And that really is disheartening. But then again, you consider you work for 30 years. By the time you're done, you're 50 something when you retire. You still have approximately 20 to 30 years left of life. And that's why we're seeing so many writers who are my age, first time writers, first time books being published by people who are in their 50s because they've been able to retire. I know I just covered 5 topics in less than 5 minutes. It's scary. If you ever wonder what an ADHD person who is unmedicated is like, that's me. I have friends who don't talk to me until I've had a cup of coffee because I am dizzying to some of them. Sherry says, I won't talk to you. If you ever meet my friend Sherry, ask her, what's Adina like with that coffee? She will groan, shake her head, pinch her nose, something to let you know that she is frustrated when I don't have coffee. One of the things that it just ran through my head, 6 different thoughts ran through my head, but one of the examples that I use is that I will be talking to her about socks, just socks. And then about 2, 3 minutes later, did you notice that dragonfly had green eyes? And one time she made the mistake of asking me to outline the train that got me from socks to dragonfly eyes. It had 8 steps in it, and she just took her 8 steps in 2 minutes, and it was like, but it was a lot faster because it took me the 2 minutes to articulate to her what I was thinking. And in that meantime, I had 1,500 other thoughts run through my head. So being with somebody who's ADHD, who tends to be obsessed, can be exhausting in a long haul. So you got to give my husband big thumbs up, big props, because he's put up with this kind of crazy for 30 years. I don't give him anniversary cards. I give him thank you cards. Ask him. I give him thank you cards because he puts up with this crazy. He's used to getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning, wandering into the kitchen. Honey, why are you painting? Because this color looks great and I can't stand these walls anymore. And I've been planning on making this color change, so I had to do it now. He shakes his head and walks away and goes back to bed because he's used to this crazy. One time, we lived in this place, this townhouse called Twin Rivers. And when they put these kitchens together back in the 60s, there was 2.5 feet of wasted space on the counter, 2.5 wasted space on the cabinets. So while he was on a business trip, I said, I'm going to raise these cabinets because I'm tired of that wasted space. Lifted the cabinets. Now, mind you, this is before the days of YouTube and how to hang cabinets. I was winging it and I screwed it up. Could not get those dang things to stay to the wall no matter where I screwed it. Now I know what I did wrong and I can go back and fix it. But at the time, I didn't. So what did I do? I threw the cabinets out and put in shelves. This is back in the 90s before open shelf concept was popular. I was ahead of my time. I was a trendsetter. And I loved it. It was an open feel. I could see what was on the shelves. I could just grab things. It was wonderful. He got home from his business trip, looked in the kitchen, and just looked. And his mouth just kind of went, he shut his mouth and just walked away. It's a, okay. You gotta love that kind of person who will go with that kind of crazy. So, big thumbs up to him. And that is going to be it for this week because the sun is outside and I have not opened the book yet because I'm still advancing the characters in my head for responses. And I got to look at the Audi A5 Cabriolet, and I think I'm just going to go over to the dealership and drive it just so I know what it feels like and chalk it up to doing research. So I will see you guys next week. If you like this video, thumbs up. If you didn't like it, thumbs down. But either way, share it and then go on to Amazon.com, buy my book, or download my book. See you next time, y'all.